Hey guys, what's going on? Dr. Frank here, founder of Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching Programs. And in today's brief video, I want to talk about the top 5 marijuana withdrawal symptoms that I struggled with when I was trying to quit. Now, to be clear, I was coming off of both dry herb and black market THC cartridges, but after talking to hundreds, if not thousands of people, these 5 symptoms certainly seem to be shared in common. To name them: insomnia, appetite changes, cravings, brain fog, and flu-like symptoms. We're going to discuss each of those and then some simple solutions to each one in this video. Here at Addiction Mindset, we help people quit nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and adult media content. So be sure to subscribe if you find this video valuable. Okay. Insomnia is probably the number one symptom that I experienced of withdrawal from marijuana and that other people experience. So when you first quit smoking weed, you're probably going to be up for a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean I was up for like 2 to 3 days when I first quit marijuana. And I mean I was up for a solid 72 hours. No matter what I did, I could not fall asleep, no matter what. And that's part of your body's healing process. Sleep is regulated by something called your circadian rhythm. And when you throw your endocannabinoid system off from too much marijuana use, you're going to disrupt your sleep cycle and your sleep patterns. And it's very important that you let your body rebalance. Now, when it comes to managing the insomnia, my number one tip is simply that you just have to get through it. Don't fight it. This is a symptom that you have to get through and that you have to let your body rebalance naturally. A lot of people are inclined to start taking all types of supplements, to start popping Benadryl like it's candy, and this is not a good idea. You want to let your body detox and you want to let your body rebalance naturally without the addition of other supplements or other drugs. I would highly advise against Benadryl and over-the-counter sleep aids. Now, some people will use melatonin. Another product out there is ZMA, zinc, magnesium, and something else, usually used for post-workout recovery. Yes, these supplements can help you sleep. They're not habit forming, and no, there's not really a big problem regarding these supplements when it comes to supporting sleep. But again, my advice is avoid using these things and do your best just letting your body heal naturally. Now, it's very important to get a good night's sleep because when you have insomnia, your willpower actually goes down. When you don't have a good night's sleep, people who are sleep deprived have less willpower. And even though you don't need willpower to quit an addiction, you do need a little bit. And that's a problem because oftentimes when people are quitting marijuana products or quitting THC and going through THC withdrawal, they experience cravings. Cravings are super annoying. It's that urge to use. It's that urge to go hit your dab pen, that urge to go light up a bowl. And cravings can often create a lot of anxiety. When people develop cravings, they have a want to use a substance. And if you don't give your body that substance, it creates irritability and anxiety. My best advice for cravings is to see them for what they really are. Cravings are nothing more than an emotion. And the reality is you're quitting marijuana for a reason. You're quitting THC for a reason. So why do you actually crave something that you want to give up? It doesn't make any sense. A craving is that addictive voice in your brain lying to you. And it's important that you start to call that voice out for what it really is. You don't want to smoke. You don't want to drink. You don't want to hit more nicotine. You want to feel better. What you're actually craving is your goals. What you're actually craving is better health, mentally and physically. So I think it's super important to see a craving for what it really is. And one of the best ways to manage craving is by getting a good night's sleep and focusing on a well-regulated sleep routine. So going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, not consuming a bunch of social media before bed, not drinking caffeine before bed or really at any point throughout the day, to be entirely honest. Staying away from alcohol, something that decreases our willpower, something that disrupts our deep sleep. The better you sleep, the less cravings you're going to have. The third symptom that a lot of people experience is brain fog. I remember when I was first quitting marijuana, the brain fog was horrible. And there's a reason for this. Your body's endocannabinoid system became accustomed to having THC from an outside source, from a plant. And your body probably at one point down-regulated or stopped producing its own THC, its own endocannabinoids. You have now taken something away from your brain that your brain is used to having. When you consume THC, it binds to the CB1 receptors on your brainstem. You've now taken that away. So of course you're going to experience some initial brain fog. Now for most people trying to quit marijuana, one of the reasons you're quitting is because you're not thinking clearly anymore. You're forgetting things, your short-term memory's going down the drain, you're just not organized. That's one of the reasons why you're quitting. Understand that this brain fog is eventually going to pass once your body regulates its system again. But initially, you've taken something away that your brain is used to having regularly. So, how do you manage brain fog? Simple things that ground you, simple things that bring you back to earth. Getting a good night's sleep, eating a healthier nutrition program, going for a walk, and light to moderate exercise, which I'm going to talk about exercise more in a little bit because that's a confusing one. Talking to friends and family or people that you enjoy talking to. Working on a hobby, working on a goal, working on something that requires your focus and something that requires your attention is a great way to overcome brain fog. I found yoga, doing cardiovascular exercise like going for a light to moderate walk, and talk therapy to be some of the most beneficial things for me when it came to managing symptoms of brain fog. And the reason for that is because each of those activities ground a person. Each of those activities bring us back to reality. When you first quit marijuana products, you often feel out of touch with reality. You often feel a little bit of that psychosis, a little bit of those just not so good symptoms, depersonalizations. The brain fog can be extremely annoying, and it's a very, very common reason for relapse. But understand something. The reason why you're in the position you're in is because of marijuana. Marijuana is not the solution to this, it's the problem. So going back to it certainly is not going to solve your problem. But now, appetite changes. This was a really big one. When I first quit using marijuana products and using THC products, my appetite was a mess. It was very, very, very hard for me to eat. I was nauseous. I was starting to develop symptoms of Cannabinoid Hyperemesis Syndrome. For me, what worked best was eating one large meal a day or one really small meal in the afternoon and then a large meal in the evening. I always recommend making protein shakes. I put some links below in the bio to the protein powder that I recommend. It doesn't have any of the artificial junk in it, so it's really easy going on your stomach and it's easy to keep down. But I found making smoothies really helpful, and then at night, I would try and load up on my nutrients. A healthy protein, a healthy fat, a healthy carbohydrate. Chicken, vegetables, oil, marinated in oil, and then some brown rice with butter or maybe a little bit of soy sauce on it. Just really simple, really plain Jane food was essential for me when I was quitting marijuana. A lot of people who struggle with marijuana addiction suffer from something called GERD, or they have acid reflux, and it's very important to avoid sugars, spicy foods, or really, really starchy things that are going to make that acid reflux worse. So I want you to start to think plain Jane when it comes to your meals. Chances are you're going to have to modify how you were used to eating when you're going through recovery from a marijuana addiction or a weed addiction. Lastly, the flu-like symptoms. Understand something. When you're going through marijuana withdrawal, your body is detoxing. And right off the bat, that's not going to feel very good. You're going to feel like you have the flu. Your body might ache a little bit. Your muscles might hurt. You might get shaking. You might get some eye twitching, some tremors. You might feel just downright sick. It's very important to realize that similarly to the flu, This is going to pass and you're going to get better. And it's very important that you go easy on your body during this time, that you're gentle on your body during this time. So a lot of people will go try and hit exercise really intensely once they quit an addiction. And I wouldn't recommend doing that right off the bat. Light yoga, Pilates, moderate cardio exercise is good. But understand, as your body breaks down fat, you're going to start to release more THC. And even after you quit, you're going to have this euphoric effect. You're going to get this feeling like you're high, even though you didn't smoke. So that's why I talk about not doing heavy exercise in the beginning of quitting THC, because chances are it's going to actually make you feel worse. You're probably tired as is, you're probably exhausted as is, and the last thing we want to do is make you more tired, more exhausted, and make you feel like you're high from the breakdown of fat in your body, releasing these leftover THC into your bloodstream. So to get through the flu-like symptoms, hot showers, eating healthy foods, getting a good night's sleep, and then above all else, taking it easy on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. I promise this is going to pass. You're sick for a period of time, and when you feel better, I promise you're going to feel better than you even did before. I want to know in the comments, what are you guys dealing with, and what do you need me to talk in more detail about to help you get sober from marijuana and THC products? Follow me into the next video where I point out a timeline of THC withdrawal and what you can expect during what points of your withdrawal journey. I'll see you guys there.